So that stuff, and yes, the mic in the box is now it's on. Okay, so for the people in the room, the chat room. All right, all right. If you want to give me a call, let's give it a shot and see how it goes. 877-207-2276. Maybe Laura or Charlie could call up and we can test the mic. Sometimes what happens, particularly in the time of the end of the year, the callers become less and less because they're out busy shopping and traveling and doing stuff like that. And that's okay. We don't mind that. So there's always plenty to talk about. Today, I had an interesting discussion with some atheists, a little bit. It wasn't much of a discussion. Um, and I was trying to talk to some Muslims. Was it yesterday or last night? I'm trying to remember because I do a lot of interaction with people and really had some very bad logic coming in from a lot of people. And maybe I'll go over some of the stuff that I wrote down their arguments against God's existence, and I'm writing an article in response to it. It was so bad that I was actually surprised that the chat room was actually entertaining it seriously. And I get on the mic and I just like lambasted it for a minute. Say, here's a problem, here's a problem, here's a problem. This is undefined. This doesn't make sense. This is for self-refuting. It just, why are you guys even arguing this? So that's what happened. They didn't like me saying that, but it was true. And maybe I'll go over some of that today. We'll see. We got a phone coming in, a call coming in. We're going to see if we can handle it and hear who it is. I'm going to just give it a shot. Let's see. All right. Hey, you're on the air with Matt. Can you hear me? Nope, we don't hear anybody. So we're having phone problems. All right. No, it looks like we can't get in. Can't get anybody to get in. So I don't know what we're going to do here. We'll figure it out. That call's done. And another one is ringing. We'll try that and see. And, maybe you could try this. If you guys have questions out there, you could just email us at info@carm.org. Just email us, say a question. And if we get enough in quickly, maybe what I'll do is I'll start answering, emails on the air. And that reminds me. So tomorrow I won't be on the air. I got a doctor's appointment with the wife. And so Luke is going to be doing the show tomorrow. And I'm going to tell you this, that we are starting tomorrow. We're starting our end of year matching funds drive. We've got a guy who each year is supporting us that way. It's very, very beneficial. It really helps us a great deal. What this means is if you donate $5, then that's an additional $5 it gets matched. If you've already been donating, then it doesn't count because it's already. But this is for the month of December, the whole month. So whatever you donate, if you donate $100, it'll get matched to 100. If you go from $5 and you up it to $10, then that additional five gets counted. That's how it is. Any new money that comes in, so that we can match, match funds, and then hopefully we can pay the bills. Which reminds me, if you are interested in supporting us, all you got to do is go to carm.org, CARM.org, on the right-hand side. No, that's the old site. I always had it on the right-hand side. I said it for years like that. All you got to do is go to carm.org/donate, just /donate, and you can, find out what you can do right there. We ask $5 a month. It's not very much. I know that people are hurting. We know that things are having issues like that. And so we're going to find out. Okay, it looks like the phone's working. Let's give it a shot here. Let's see. Hey, Avon, are you there? Hello? I'm not hearing anything. Let's try it again. Maybe there's a connection problem. It says phones are working. I don't hear anything. Just letting you know. We've been having problems lately the past few weeks, off and on, with the phones. And when I was calling in, before each show, I do a sound check. And he couldn't hear me. But I could, no, he could hear me. I couldn't hear him. So I can't hear coming into my end. And it might be that I have to reboot my comm stack, which I will probably do during the break. They just told you that they're working on them. All right. Well, tell you what, in the meantime, how about we try this? How about what we can do is take any emails that you guys want to give it a shot. We've never done it this way before. I've never done it. Why don't you email me? I think Luke has, though, but email me at info@carm.org if you have a question, and I'll say your first name and then read the question and try and give you an answer to it. All right. And like I said, we have a matching funds drive coming up. Go to carm.org/donate, and you can help us out there. All right. Now, I'm going to say this, though. I was not arguing. When I say argue, I don't mean yelling and screaming. I mean point, counterpoint. It wasn't a formal debate, so it's just arguing, an argument, and interacting. And this one atheist presented this argument. I'm going to read the first premise, and we're going to go through this a little bit. I'm going to teach you, hopefully, how to do a little bit more critical analysis on stuff. That's what we want to do. In fact, the phones, let's see if the phones are going to come up here like this. Let's try this. Hello, you're on the air with Matt. Are you there? Nope, still not hearing anything. All right, the caller can hear me, but I can't hear the caller. So that's what's going on. All right, they're still working on stuff. All right, so this atheist presented this as a serious argument. The first premise, God is morally perfect. And the problem here is that God is not defined and morally perfect is not defined. You see, what is the standard of perfection? If they're going to say morally perfect, well, what does that mean? If they say, well, what it means is that God in and of himself is perfect in himself, well, then, okay, then we're just saying he's internally consistent morally. That's what we would say. Internally consistent morally. Oh, that's fine. So no problem. All right. Then he said, the world is morally imperfect. Now, without justifying what it means to be morally perfect, it's difficult to say that the world is morally imperfect. And furthermore, what does he mean by morally imperfect? This is something I said to them, well, what does that mean? What does it mean to have the world morally imperfect? Furthermore, if he defined the world later, which absolutely made no sense. So what he was doing was saying the world is morally imperfect. In other words, he's saying there's moral problems. But if he's an atheist, how would he know what a moral problem is? What standard has he got by which he then says something is or is not morally right or wrong? I mean, it's just, I'm just listening to these guys going, are you guys serious? You have nothing. There's not a good argument at all. This is not good. The world is morally imperfect. By what standard are you going to say it's morally imperfect? If you're going to say by the Christian standard, well, then we can look at what the necessity is, because the world is morally imperfect. In other words, there is sin in the world. And that's a Christian perspective. But he goes on in verse 3, if God is morally perfect, prior to God creating anything, the world was morally perfect. Now, what? So, this Okay, everything just shut down to play another show. Okay. All right. Okay, just go ahead and do that. And I'm off the air, right? Looks like we're off the air. We're having problems. So give me a sec. And for those of you who are in the chat room, we may continue on a little bit. I'm seeing what he is saying right now. Can you guys hear me in the chat room? You can? All right. So that's going in because it's going off the mic there, which is off this and that. Okay, that makes sense. Okay. So does anyone have any way of verifying if I'm on the air or not? You guys? Anybody in the chat? You see me. Can you hear me in the chat room? Can you hear me in the chat? You know, talking in. Can you hear me? Let's see. In the chat room. Live? Wow. Well, he says everything's shut down, so I don't know if we're on the air or not on the air. But yes, I am. I'm still on the air, apparently. Okay. But see, no, or am I on the air over the radio? Like when someone driving down the car, you know, another down the on the radio. That kind of live, not live in the chat room here. So that's what we got to verify. So maybe some of you guys can go to Truth, the Truth Network there and check it out. Radio silence. Carrie Anderson says that. Okay, so it looks like we're not on the air. And now the phone's ringing. Let's try this. So we're having all kinds of problems. Do you still believe do people still use radios? Yes, they do, Andrew. Yes, they do. So yeah, I'm live on YouTube. I know that. That's not a big deal. But are we live over the radio? Over all the the people driving and sitting at home or whatever it is? We're trying to figure it out. So this is kind of one of those we're kind of figuring out as we go in the dark kind of thing, which is okay. Recorded show on radio. Okay. All right. Good. All right. Okay. Good. Okay. Then Luke will try it again tomorrow. All right. I'm not here. Okay. All right. So we're okay. So we're on the okay. What I think I'm going to do is switch to my other thing. I don't need this. I don't need this. I'm going to switch. Hold on a sec. Yeah, recorded show on the air. Thanks for saying that. Let me switch to this. And then we'll just hang out here a little bit, all of us. We can talk a little, just see how it goes because we're off the air. So let's just see. Get this going. Get that going. There. Now can you hear me? All right. Well, let's see. Let's just get back on here. See if you guys want to say anything.
Yeah, I just noticed in a comment Mike Miner said. He said he took your challenge to look into Joseph Smith's supposed false prophecies last night, since I'm a member of the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints. Looking at the full context of Joseph's comments, writing, etc., I didn't come up with the same conclusions as Matt.
Okay, in that case, what he needs to do is email us and say what his analysis is. Simple. And then I can respond to it and make it an article. Okay. So Mike Miner, I don't know, is he in the room? So Mike, okay, oh, excuse me, then write it out and send it to me at info@carm.org. And what I'll do, just say, yes, I can reproduce the email. Okay, let's see. Someone just said this. Your call system has been a joke for many months. Why don't you spend a couple $100 and fix it? Restarted your system during a show. How can you expect people to donate when all these distracting problems make your program unlistenable? Yeah. And let's see, question for Matt. My sister's going to a church in North Carolina that has a prophet. Oh, wow. She says she's taken a class and she is a trained provider of intercessory prayer. She talks to me about the Holy Spirit in a personal form like Holy Spirit said to me. I think she calls it the house of prayer. Not good. She sent me a book written by a pastor and I didn't read it all the way through. He writes as if he thinks he's the creator. Any thoughts on this church? I would need, let's see, do it this way. about this? I'll need more information to do an analysis. What website? Let's see, website URL and what, whoops, come on, and what book title with author. Man, okay. So there's that, and so there's that one. Delete that one. Come on. Why is it? There we go. All right. Oh, on days like this, don't you just feel like eating a huge brick sandwich? Oh, thanks, Joanne. Sometimes. Noel says, what is a sign, symptom of grieving the Holy Spirit that you feel convicted? What are means of grace used to bring a believer to repentance in this area? Reading the Word of God, prayer, trusting God. Okay. Those are good questions, though, to turn into articles. So let me do this.
And Mike, I deleted your comment. We don't like any posts on here from the LDS Church.
Any what?
He put a link to LDS Church and Joseph Smith's prophecy, so I deleted it. Just let me know. He can't do that.
Tell him to send it. Oh, send it to CARM. Send it to info, and we'll check it out. Okay, it's not a big deal. All right. But it was that info Matt was wanting, right? Mike Miner. Yeah, just send it to me at info@carm.org, okay? And I'll check it out. And what I don't want though is what sometimes people will do. Hey Bentley, what people will do sometimes is just mail me a URL and say, "See, there you go," and I just delete it. I don't care. If all they can do is just quote somebody else, not even read it and put something in, they just say, "Here you go." I'm not interested in that. I want a real dialogue. All right, so let's see. Here's another one: premortality, biblical arguments against Mormon premortality. I did that yesterday. I could turn that into an article, I think, another one. And by the way, Charlie and Laura, that we have the phone thing. If you guys are interested, if you want to look at calls and you want to do stuff like that, answer calls if you're interested. If not, no big deal.
Sure. Perhaps Mike would be interested in answering or analyzing Joseph Smith's boast that you quoted yesterday, among other things. You quoted quite a lot of very easily verifiable material. In fact, I'll put the link in there to original LDS sources if anyone wants to verify the material in that fashion. I'll be glad to provide that.
Yeah. Okay, let's see. My name is Kevin in Delphi Behavioral Health Group, nationwide network of substance use and mental health treatment facilities. I write guest articles for sites on topics including addiction and wellness. Are you interested in letting me create some written content for your site? No. Okay. Let's see. So what's going to happen is my wife, tomorrow, medical thing, my wife had her MRI, and tomorrow we go to the doctor, and she wants me there to see what the doctor says. She probably could drive herself and get in and out, get back home herself. But more and more, she's just asking me to do those little things. So, which is fine. But I'm looking at the LDS link now. It basically brushes off what Joseph Smith said. What he said is not what he meant. It's pretty bad, but it is good to know what Mormons say because I'll be discussing with two Mormons on Saturday. Yeah, I've responded to farms and fair and things like that over the years, and some of the articles that they'll talk about and what they'll say, they just aren't very good, So, yeah. What the heck is that? Like a supernova? Well, maybe it's because I'm pointing a flashlight at my camera, making people go, "What the heck?" See, little flashlight right there. Bentley. Hey, buddy. What is that? What's happening? Oh, he likes that. Yeah. Well, one good sign is that when he looks at Charlie and I, he doesn't start crying. That's good.
Yeah,
But then
he's been desensitized. So,
but he said, or when he gets older and he becomes more mature and can discern things and he starts crying, then we know he's maturing. So for now, we're okay.
Yeah, you like Matt and Charlie, huh? Say hi, Matt. Hi, Charlie. Say hi. Say hi. Yeah.
yay! Very good.
How would I start a conversation with the LDS? I'd say, I'd start by saying, hi. All right, let's see. Help addressing whether God is evil. Oh my goodness. Thanks for the response. Lenestra in these conversations is a biological man transitioning to a woman. I'm also not sure if he's trying to seek a biblical warrant or whatever.
I wonder if Mike would be willing to
Yeah,
respond to teachings of the prophet Joseph Smith, where he said that God from all eternity, God himself was once a man, as we are now, and is an exalted man, and sits enthroned in yonder heavens. He says, you've thought that God was God from all eternity, and he says, I will refute that idea and take away the veil so that you may see. Really, his God is not God from all eternity. I mean, he was so mixed up in, he had so many errors that evolved out of his original error that it's hard to keep up with them. And things like this that is still published by the LDS Church are just problematic for the Mormon who dives into it with a scholastically honest approach of analytic examination.
If you want, Mike, come on in. We can talk. If not, that's okay. Well, anybody else? Otherwise, I can get back to work cleaning up. I took stuff out to the shed, cleaned up the kitchen. We have a lot of guests coming over pretty soon. Let's see. Anik's brother and his wife are going to be here in a few days. And then our daughters are going to be here the day they leave. So there'll be an overlap of a bit. So the next week or two, we're going to be having, in about 4 days, I think, or so, we're going to be having like a week or two of a lot of people here. So my retreat will be to come in here. And yeah.
There you go. Andrew Dominguez was asking what might be a door opener to start a conversation with the LDS member. Well, how about the idea that there's a mother God? There it is in the Articles of Faith by James Talmage, page 443. I mean, that's a interesting, thing to look at.
Yeah. That's my 66th birthday. No, people are just the way it's working out. They're coming out early, and it's not for the birthday. It's just that. Hey, Andrew, how you doing, buddy?
I have to say, S. Hobson was asking if angels are able to sin now in heaven.
It doesn't look like they are, but you see, when we say able, we have different senses in which we can understand. So picture a man with his hand chained to a table. On the other side of the wall is a cup of coffee. He wants it, but he can't reach it. Is he able to get to it? In one sense, no, he's restricted. In another sense, yes, he has the capability of being able to walk and move, but there's a condition of restriction. It's not exactly the best illustration, but we have to ask the question, when an angel exists, and First Peter 5:21 talks about the elect angels. So does it then? We just have questions to ask. We don't have answers to. Does it then mean that the angels that were not elected fell, and that the ones that did not fall can never fall? Does it mean they don't have the potential of falling, or does it mean they have the potential but never will? Because if they're in the presence of God, they just may never will. But they, out of the presence, they might have that ability. Not to say this is how it works, but you see, there's just different ways of looking at the issue and analyzing it, trying to make sense of the question. It's a good question, but it's just not an easy one to answer. Hey, Andrew, how you doing, buddy?
Good. How are you, Matt?
Tired, actually.
Oh, well, you're always tired. That's how you function.
Yeah, it's because I have to. My sleep is always disturbed every night because I have to get up and use the restroom. Being the lucky one of the lucky 50% of the population, men at my age that have an enlarged prostate. So, yay, a lot of fun.
Hey, stay hydrated. It's good.
But I can't at night because if I do that, then I have to, So
Hey,
I
well,
drink during the day. I drink a lot of water.
we start and end in diapers. So don't worry about it. We'll get there.
Yeah, we'll see how that goes.
Yeah, I was just asking. I had to come to my door yesterday. It was late in the evening though, and I had my family and then someone else over. But I would we're gonna come over on Saturday to LDS Kids, and I was thinking of mainly focusing on the Trinity would be the biggest start. I know, like Charlie mentioned Joseph Smith stuff. How's your experience with going to Joseph Smith first?
Well, it all depends. I always think that what you need to do is consider the situation. If you're meeting two Mormon missionaries on their bicycle and you happen to be on a stoplight and they drive up next to you on their bikes,
Yep.
different conversation than a person who's your neighbor.
Yep.
Or person at a restaurant that you might overhear talking 3 feet away from you.
Yep.
So context is always important. So just depends on the situation.
Yep.
Mormon missionaries, I will approach differently.
Yeah.
Then I'll say to the Mormon missionaries, I'll say, hey, where are you guys from? How long have you been Mormons? Oh, you're a convert. What led you to convert? I'm in. Okay.
Yeah.
Someone in a restaurant, I might hear somebody say, oh, you go to church? Yeah. What church do you go to? Oh, I go to a Mormon church. Oh, how long have you been a Mormon? And then I might say from there, you're a convert. What led you in? Or I might say, well, yeah, are you a Mormon? They might ask you, and you go, well, no, I'm not. Well, you thought, have you read the Book of Mormon? Well, yeah, quite a bit of it. And
I didn't want to scare them off at first because when I said
right.
I'm a Christian, they go like, so are we? I'm like, oh, okay, this is going to be interesting.
Well, then what you can do in that case is say we're a Christian. Oh, then you pray to Jesus too.
Yep. That's what I think when they come over, definitely define our terms to start with and see where that goes.
Yep.
Yeah, it'll be a long day on Saturday. Some Saturday mornings, twice a month now, I try to go out to Planned Parenthood. So completely different debates.
Yeah.
I think the atheists are easier.
Yeah, the people who are given over to killing the unborn are vitriolic. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's right.
It's sad. But I like your new website. I went on to that one. Pulled some stuff off there.
What's
look at it, more simple. The CARM, is Mormonismchristian.com.
Oh, yeah. Oh, that's right. Yeah, I just did that, released it last week, re-released it. We'd lost the domain, location, something, at any rate. And so I have actually what I have are signs you can hold up in front of Mormon churches. Is Mormonismchristian.com. It's all it says.
Yeah.
And so I'm thinking about doing that again. That's why I wanted to get this running, because it's really simple. It's not a big website. And you can see it's just designed so that people, if they look it up, aren't going to be inundated. And they can look at Mormonism teaches that, there's many gods, mother goddess, Trinity, 3 gods. So it's like, what? The idea. That's it. Just trying to reach out.
Do you, you mentioned shirts. I think I looked on your website. You don't make any sales from shirts or anything, do you?
No, but Charlie is doing it. We need to get him on the CARM site and push it. But in order to do it, because he's on the board of directors, we got to be careful of a conflict of interest. We'll probably have to write up a little contract, just something generic, when he gives or he pays a certain amount per month, something like that, that the board would say is reasonable. Because if I were to do the same thing, with my books, I have to pay a percentage of the income to the ministry, and what I'm supposed to pay is 20% of whatever comes in. And so maybe Charlie could do the same thing.
Yeah, my website and the shirts are a for-profit, separate from CARM.org. Mine's all one word, CARMChristianWitness.com. And you can see some of the designs for shirts that I print there, and it's got the ordering information and all that. But it's a for-profit that's not connected with the 501c of CARM.org. Yeah.
And they're using all my good ideas too.
Yeah.
He's stealing all my good ideas.
I know
that
you have said.
I can tell you the for-profit margin is very slim because I pay the taxes and I pay the shipping and I pay everything. So, it is what it is. And I'm getting better and better at it. I just sent out a couple more shirts yesterday to some friends of ours in this radio audience. And it's a fun thing to do in promoting apologetics. They're mostly generated to encourage people to be ready with an answer for their faith, and a catchphrase on a shirt and a little graphic that Laura has so expertly designed for me to come up with catchphrases. She's just she's got a gift for it, I'm telling you. It's fun.
Okay.
Well,
yesterday I bought the stuff where you could iron, so print out and then iron on a t-shirt, because I want to do that for the Planned Parenthood stuff.
Oh yeah, I have a heat press for doing that, and so I can do it quite reasonably on my end now that I've got the equipment. So
yeah, very nice.
Yeah, I would say when I first started doing my notebooks, 15, 20 years ago, whatever it was, 25 years ago, on CARM, my profit on each notebook, I think, was $3 plus or minus a little bit, something like that. Hardly worth the effort, but hey, when you're broke, $3 can buy some baby food. So it was like that.
Don't go to. You have a shirt that says "Don't go to CARM.org."
I do. Hopefully, someone say, "What's CARM.org?" and I can tell them.
Reverse psychology. All right.
Yeah,
good.
Yep. Or my church father can beat up your church father. I want. Do they have dark shirts on there yet?
I'm getting a variety of shirts as I go. Right now, the color choices are kind of limited, and but I've got the small to extra large for women and the small to double extra large for guys. And now we're filling in the color varieties. So people, if they give me a first, second, and third choice of colors in that order, they're liable to hit on one, and I can respond with a shirt for them.
Okay.
Well, I like these shirts. I'll be getting one.
Good. Yeah, that GoDaddy site was easy to set up. I'm saying that with tongue in cheek. Nothing's easy for me to set up, but their online store part was well thought out and almost knucklehead proof. I didn't have too much trouble doing it, but unless it's knucklehead proof, I will struggle. So
nice. All right. Well,
I think somebody's moving furniture above me. I'm going to mute my mic because it's probably picking it up.
You look like you're in a nice studio.
Not me. I'm in a bunker below ground.
Where do you live?
FEMA Region 10. Actually, it's in eastern Washington, up in Spokane.
Oh yeah, cold. Okay, yeah. Ooh.
Oh yeah, we just got hammered. As soon as this show is over, I've got to get couple of layers of clothes on and go shovel and check out my snow blower that I bought at a garage sale for $50.
Oh, wow.
Hope it works.
You know, I bought on Amazon, I bought the cleats kind of thing that wrap around your shoes.
Yeah.
And so because I get the exact same shoes, I wear the exact same shoes, and once a year I just buy another order. I take my old shoes, I use them for yard work, and so I have one for yard work, and now I have one that I only use 3 times a year. Another pair will have the cleats on them. I keep them in a certain closet. I go out there and shovel snow, and you don't slip. You do not slip.
That's right. Yeah, those are good on ice, but my ice is buried now by at least a foot of snow. So,
yeah.
Yeah, I never want to have to live a place where I have to shovel out snow to get out.
Yeah, once the snowplow goes by, because I'm on a school bus route, once the snowplow goes by and piles it up about 3 foot high in front of my driveway, then I at least got to shovel that part out.
Oh.
Otherwise, there's no blasting through that big berm of snow.
You just get a snowmobile.
There you go. They're licensed for the road up here. I mean, they're all over the place.
Wow.
Imagine.
Oh yeah.
All right. Well, I'm glad. Thank you for the website, Matt. I'll be putting more stuff together on Friday to prepare and stuff.
Have you also seen CalvinistCorner.com?
I have not. I heard you mentioned it, and I couldn't remember when I was cycling. Most of the time, I listen to you when I'm cycling home.
CalvinistCorner.com. Check it out. There's a lot of articles there. I got a lot more I could release too. I just haven't worked on them all. I got to edit. Yeah.
Okay.
All right. Guess I'll get going too. No big deal. Just
Okay.
Wow. Once you heard I got to go shovel, you're in a hurry to get out of here, aren't you?
I just got stuff to do. I'm tired. And when I'm working, getting stuff cleaned up for all the company and everything else, and stuff. Nick can't really do anything. So.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I'll tune in to hear at least the terrestrial radio broadcast of Luke over the internet. I put in a link to one of the Truth Network affiliates that I listen to. Let me see if I still have it here. Here's what I have it going in the background. I muted it, but your recorded show right now is playing at this link. But there's more links. Look up for the Matt Slick Live radio links on the CARM website, and there'll be a variety of links. You might even find one in your own neighborhood. But
okay,
there's where I'll be listening to Luke tomorrow.
All right. Yeah, we'll be on the road at the doctors and stuff like that. We find out what the options are for surgery for my wife.
Deb has me do that too. I go with her because she'll seize on a term and she'll miss some of the other descriptions the doctor gives her. So between her and me, we get a good picture of what she's looking at. And so I understand you need a clear roadmap of where you're going to proceed, and it's better with two minds.
Right.
I
take notes sometimes.
Yeah.
Well, we'll be praying that the results are beneficial to her and helpful. Yeah,
she's fighting depression and stress because what she's researched. One of the possibilities is paralysis with no pain, or continuing with pain. Now, that's not saying that she will be paralyzed, but it's just one of the risks. And she's just. If it happened like that, we'd have to sell the house and get another house, single-story house, and start the mortgage all over again.
Yeah, it does work on you in the back of your mind. I've always told myself, I'm not going to worry about it. But there's that kernel of worry anyway, and I feel convicted when I read the scriptures says, "Be anxious for nothing, but."
Yeah.
Hey, that's easy to say and hard to practice.
Like it is.
A lot of things in the Bible I know. I know so much Bible. I'm convicted that I can't practice everything I know.
Yep, I know that
Yeah.
one.
With
That's
technology now, you could just get the movie Up. Just get the chair that goes up the stairs.
There you go.
Ah, there you go. Yeah.
Oh,
And
that works.
they have elevators too for houses, like portable ones. You just step in and it just takes you up. It's not like a fancy thing. They have actually a lot of technology now that
Yeah.
you wouldn't have to buy your house or sell your house.
Yeah, I got 4 levels. I need an elevator.
Yeah, you just need a pole. Go
Oh,
down
there you
fast.
go for coming down easily. Yeah.
You gradually build your strength to get back up.
There you go. And the way things go here, my wife would grease the darn thing. So I got to be careful. No,
All right,
she's a good sport. Well,
I'll
I
let y'all
guess
go since I know you said you have to go.
hopefully the radio will be in such a condition that Luke can broadcast over the terrestrial stations, and we'll pray for that, Matt, as well as praying for some good results for Anik on her imaging.
Yeah, and she got another procedure coming up too. So
Yeah, we just scheduled one for Debbie tomorrow, our meeting with her kidney doctor, and it's going to be virtual because everybody's snowed in here pretty much.
All right, man.
And so I got to walk her through it. I've done virtual appointments, but she hasn't. So.
And yeah, Joanne, I'm supposed to be on Friday, but we'll see. See how it goes.
Yeah, Lord willing.
Okay, before I go, I got to share this screenshot. This is where I want to be. Right. Come on, wait a second. There.
Oh yeah.
Oh man, that looks so good right there. Oh man. Just drift out there. Okay. In my dreams. All right, everybody.
Have a good one. God bless.
All right.
God bless you
God
guys.
bless everybody. Okay, bye.